Lions test, number 1, folks. And it's the predicted result, 27 points to 19. I'm here joined by my whiteboard.
I'm a moving whiteboard.
Tony from District of Sport.
Yes. Sorry, team.
We've just watched the game.
I'm far less informative than a whiteboard. Yes, we have.
The Lions got the predicted win.
They did get the predicted win.
Is there enough hope in that second half that we still give the Wallabies a chance for test match number 2?
I still think the Lions are overwhelming favourites. I think when the Lions were playing well, they looked a class above where the Wallabies are at.
Yeah.
When the Wallabies were playing well and the Lions were playing badly, it was just a little bit scrappy.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, 3 tries apiece.
Yes.
There's definitely a chance that the Wallabies could come back. It wasn't. We were quite paranoid. We were quite worried that this was going to be an absolute pumping. But
Especially when it was like 10-0.
Yeah, and then when they scored that try that got disallowed, thankfully, when it was like 17 after 18 minutes.
It's 3-0 early penalty from the Lions. Like first minute they get a penalty. And I mean, they're looking at the crowd. There's a sea of flipping red everywhere.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Lions supporters.
Incredible amount.
Out there in Queensland. And then a lot of Lions pressure. Finn Russell with the silky skills with his passing leads to the early try for Tuipulotu.
Yeah.
10-0. And then, like you say, Jones gets one TMO'd for a bit of double movement or not double movement, like not releasing after he's been tackled. If that try gets scored, you're thinking, this is going to be...
I was running the obituary right then. But thankfully, I got called back. But
I think rightly. Like I feel like some of the 50-50s in this one
tended to bounce.
To go with the Lions a wee bit.
And a few bounces of the ball.
Yeah.
They had a bit of luck on their side.
But
you got to make the luck work for you.
But yeah, they had that one called off, and then the Lions conceded one when Jorgensen,
outstanding try, just
kind of
going
out of nowhere, because up until that point, all the shots had been fired by the Lions, and it's just a simple box kick. Jorgensen just snaffles it out of their hands.
Hungrier.
Yeah, compared to Keenan.
And got it, and then just put on the afterburners and got away from Finn Smith. Was it Finn?
From Finn Russell, trying to track back.
A really good try. Really, really good try. I think Jorgensen was one of the star performers of the night, really.
Yeah, that's right. He did look good. The young guy who missed the end of the Super Rugby season with injury, still looked pretty sharp.
Yeah, he looks good.
The Lions almost hit back. They had a wee cross kick from Russell to the big lumbering Lock McCarthy out on the wing. He could have potentially got it back. So that's another missed opportunity for the Lions.
A couple of just not quite executed kicks from both sides where they had a man out unmarked on the wing.
And they had like a 5-meter line out maul, which got held up not too long later. So the Lions had a lot of chances. They did go back for the advantage for that one, I think. And then Tom Curry ended up scoring anyway from close range. He's one of the guys that when he was selected, people were a little bit up and under. The Lions selection is always quite divisive with the nature of the beast, but I think he looked all right. He won a nice line-out steal, got himself a try. There's some kid on the field. Is that one of the kids of the...
hopefully it's
Gibson Park's child, who just run on for the post-match interview. But 17-5... Curry also smoked Tom Liner right before half time. That's what I mean about like a couple of the 50-50s. Like there was a Tom Curry smoking Tom Liner in the air. Tyg Furlong with a kind of high clean out on Icky Tau. Like those ones, I feel like on another day maybe
yellow cards
get into a little bit of trouble. And then there was a few kind of penalties conceded where the Lions got warned but never quite carded. Like they flirted with the yellow card but never quite had it brandished.
They put in just the tip, but they didn't. They somehow managed to argue their way out of not actually going through with the deed.
17-5 at halftime. The run meters is 257 to 85. So like you say, there's not much like argument that the Lions just looked sharper and more dangerous than the Wallabies in that first half. If anything, like the Wallabies have had 105 tackles to 58. They could have been up by more.
Yeah, one of my fears is that, one of my many fears in life, but is that the Lions are going to feel a little bit sour about this result, even though they won, that they'll feel like, geez, we
could have won by more.
Yeah, we could have won by more if we put the foot down.
Yeah. We just heard Maro on the field, and he was
a little bit downcast.
For a guy who's just won the first test of a series, he didn't seem chuffed.
Yeah.
He seemed quite disappointed with the second half.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. And like usually when the Lions win a game, they're just cock a hoop.
Yeah, you would have thought
Yeah,
so.
but-
They started the second half flying. Tom Curry, like I said, line out steal, ends up with Dan Sheehan going over in the corner. 24-5 is pretty much looking like dead and buried.
Yeah.
But then the Wallabies, they really fired up. Their scrum
Yeah.
started to win a few penalties. Nick Champion de Krebney was looking very busy around the park in his test debut. Harry Wilson got held up after a kind of
Yeah.
high tackle. There were a lot of Aussie phases.
There was that strange Swatili non-try when he got pulled over the line by
By the Lions guys, and like it looked like Ben Earl had kind of gone in with a grass cut and no arms again. Like I feel like another ref looks at that and goes, "Yeah, he's probably." But the team was like, "No, there's enough arms in that."
Well, he's wide, but he doesn't make a. Isn't there a thing about a wrap?
Yeah, I guess he was trying to use his arms, but it's a 50-50.
Yeah.
Sometimes
He dives at his legs at a high pace. It's a grass cutter, if I've ever seen one. But you know, it is what it is. I'm not worried about guys not getting sent to the bin.
Yeah,
but it was a crucial moment when they went from, you know, a try to okay, well at least they got the penalty, and then oh no, they got the penalty against them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
They got penalised for
it was a big swing.
Eventually, though, it took them a bloody long time. This is what we're talking about, I think, in that the Wallabies had to work so hard for their second half scores.
Yeah.
Tizano, after a bunch of phases, did get one from close range.
Yeah.
Which made it 24-12. And you're thinking, oh, if the Wallabies can just score one more,
Yeah.
maybe we get this grandstand finish.
Maybe we get a historic win. Wouldn't that be nice?
At least make it like edge of your seat final 5 minutes.
Yeah, it felt as though that although the Wallabies did their best and the scoreline is tight, and it was 3 tries all, just it never felt like they were in a position to threaten the game.
Not quite. And then they give a penalty away on their own line, which Marcus Smith just slots to make it back to a 3-score game.
Yeah, they weren't good at like protecting their lead after a
score. And then the game that's the game by that point with the, less than 10 minutes to go is well and truly done and dusted. They did get a late consolation try. Tate McDermott maybe from the most fluid bit of Aussie play to make it a credible enough scoreline, 27-19. They ended up kicking it out at the end, the Wallabies. I guess they didn't want the scoreline to look more blown out.
Well, then they were right on their own line, and they were
going nowhere. So
going forward. Good. I thought the Lions defended really well.
Yeah, they made the Wallabies work so hard.
Yeah, very physical in the contact, and just a unrelenting red wall that they had. That the Aussies were trying to break down, that they just kept on smashing themselves against, and like the Lions just really failed to really get themselves going in the second half.
I feel like they will
get the game going.
They will talk about that as well, I think. I mean, Tyke Byrne, though, man of the match, 23 tackles from him.
Yeah.
Big defensive shift. Hugh Jones was busy in the first half, 65 metres. Jack Conan, 64 metres. So that was promising. James Lowe didn't really get his boot firing.
No.
I
don't think he didn't have an outstanding game.
The Aussie bench, I feel like they got good value out of guys like Tate McDermott when he came on. I think Ben Donaldson came on and looked pretty solid.
Right. I didn't think Liner looked terrible.
It's always going to be a bit of a focus point for such a young dude. They might change him up, but I mean, Joe does like his consistency.
Yeah.
So be a tough one to call. But second half, Australia had 63% possession, 63% territory. So there is enough there that I think the second test is going to be interesting, but there's no doubt. I think that the Lions looked pretty much in charge. Even if they got a yellow card, I don't think they're losing this game.
No, I think they're gonna win that game. I think even though the scoreline indicates that it might have been a to and fro, really tightly contested battle, I think it's slight, and it's 3 tries apiece, but I still think it's slightly flattering,
right,
to the Australians.
Tackle count finishes 187 to 147, with the Lions having made more though. Like the tackle count was horrendously the other way in the first half. So I feel like there's a bit of hope.
Yeah, I hope so.
Call me a stupid optimist, but I really want it to go down to 3 games. I want it to be a third game decider.
Yeah, I don't want a freaking dead rubber in the third. Like, how are you going to get excited for that?
Yeah,
really, nothing like a deciding game.
Well,
it's going to be a big effort to get back into it, though.
That's the first test.
We saw it. We watched it.
There's a lot of Lions fans.
And you've now watched this.
Traveling in Australia.
So your game day experience is now coming to a close.
Yes.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, we're going to stay up till 3 a.m. and watch the South Africans play Georgia.
Oh, yeah. We are
Probably not. No, we're going to go to bed because we're old men and it's after midnight.
Yes. And I am tired.
All right, champ. Thank you for being
good on
such
you,
a good
pal.
whiteboard. Thank you for hosting me. Thank you guys for being here. Let us know your thoughts on the game. And yes, I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.
Whiteboard out.